One of the questions that oftentimes I'm asked when I'm, having SME clinics with entrepreneurs. SME clinics is when I have a one-on-one with entrepreneurs to help them design interventions for any challenges they may be experiencing in their business. One of the questions that I often get asked is, how do I know it's time to hire? Where will I get the right hires? How do I pay them? There are a lot of questions that I get around hiring people to start a thriving business or to grow a thriving business. This is Frida Owinga, and you're watching Passion Profit with Frida Owinga, where we bring you skills and tools to help you create a life and work that you absolutely love and enjoy so that you can thrive at home, at work, and at play. And today I'll be sharing with you on people, and this is the second. I think it's the third on the series of You Will Need People and You Will Need Employees. What kind of employees will you need? Where do you find them? And when do you know that it's time to get them? Number one, you need to do a task audit. What are the different tasks that are absolutely necessary to get your business running? And who does those tasks? Which ones must you do and which ones do you need to delegate? And delegate doesn't mean you need to have a full-time employee. You can have a part-time employee. You can have a virtual assistant to help you with the admin support staff. It will all depend on the kind of organization you have. But after you do a task audit and discover all the tasks that are required, which ones are you able to do and which ones need outside help, then you can ascertain that you need to employ someone. Sometimes you'll be lucky to have people who are willing to intern or volunteer for you. But I highly recommend that you interview them and you find out, you do your due diligence on them, because you have to remember that these are people that are coming on board to help you fulfill your vision. So you want to make sure that you're properly aligned. The next thing you want to do to retain them is you need to have a very clear job specification for them. What exactly are they coming to do? Oftentimes I find that we get job descriptions out of Google, and there's nothing wrong with that, but we have to be sure that the job description totally aligns and matches what we want in our organization. So you can get something out of Google, but do remember to refine it so that it really aligns with what you're looking for. So you want to be very clear on who you're looking for, what are the tasks they're going to be doing, and how will those tasks help your organization. And then it comes the question of how much are we going to pay the person? There are three things that I normally look for, and that is number one, their education, their exposure, and their experience, and networks. All right. So I look for the experience, I look for education, experience, exposure, and networks. And the thing about education is not only what they have learned in school, but what are some things that they have learned, through personal development. And the experience is not only what they have been paid for. What have they done, even if it's on a volunteer role, even if it's at church, even if it's for another company and they were not paid? Do they have a reference to show that they have done that work? And exposure is very important. Are they somebody who I want to know that there's somebody who is willing to try new terrain, so they're not just fixated on what it is they like to do, but they're willing to get exposed to new ground, to new territory. That helps me know that they're going to survive in a startup. Because yes, my organization is a startup and things are very dynamic and fast changing. So I look for people, I look at those three areas, and I recommend that you do the same. And when it comes to pay, again, it will depend on how many hours will they be working. Are they working full-time or are they working part-time? What is the market rate? And again, before you decide to hire, when you're doing your task audit, you definitely have to do a financial audit. How much will this person be likely? How much will this person be paid? And how much more money can the organization make by this person coming on board? And how soon will we start, will you start making money because you have an extra hand? These are things that you want to consider before you bring them on board, because you don't want a situation where you are stuck on salary and you cannot pay the person. So when you're recruiting, where do you recruit from? I often say that good people know good people. So ask people around you in your networks that you trust, that are good, if they know anybody who can fit the job specification that you want. Don't tell people, I'm looking for a girl. What do you mean you're looking for a girl? Tell people what kind of girl you're looking for. Or I'm looking for a school leaver. Okay, it's oftentimes what you ask for that you'll get. So you want to have a job specification that you can circulate to your networks so it's very clear who they're looking for, and they can even share this job specification with their networks so that you get a good fit. Make sure that you interview the person, do your due diligence, check the references that you give you, and make sure that what they say on the paper is what they actually do. What I often recommend is that you don't hire them, you don't give them a full-time contract immediately. I often work with people 2 weeks at a time to just see, are we a good fit? Do we feel each other? So I give them a 2 week window where we can work together. And we agree on what that time frame is going to look like. Because the normal standard is you give people 90 days, but I give the 2 weeks because in 2 weeks, 2 to 4 weeks, I can tell if you're going to be able to work together, because I need competence, I need chemistry, and I also need character. So there are 3 C's and there are 3 E's. All right. So I want to see how our environment is very fast paced. Things that sometimes, how can I say, things are not always predetermined. It's a very fast paced environment. I want to see how you're going to be able to manage change. So if we can hang around me for 2 weeks to a month, I'll be able to tell if you can hack it or not. But if I lock you in for 90 days, then I'm kind of gonna be stuck with you. And the labor laws are very strict nowadays. So you want to find a way to make sure that this is a good fit. HR professionals normally recommend that be slow to hire and quick to fire. And it's not an easy thing firing people. So you want to make sure that you do your proper due diligence before you finally give them the contract that says, welcome on board. You want to have an orientation, an onboarding process where they know what is required of them at a minimum in your organization and what is required of them in their role, what are the expected key performance indicators, and what are the rewards, if any, that they'll get if they do extra work or for their performance. All these are things that you want to discuss with them at the front end. And one of the things I say is, don't expect what you don't express. Oftentimes, as SMEs, we expect so many things from people because we look at their papers and their education and we feel they need to know certain things. But even if they know certain things, your organization is different. And you need to have the courtesy to let this person know how they're going to be operating in this space, what you expect from them, because they're not mind readers, and what they should expect from you so that you have a good working relationship. So those are some things that I would recommend if you're looking for employees. And I really hope that this has been helpful. And if you need any more tips about how to hire, when to hire, and how much to pay, and those kinds of questions, please feel free to send me an email. You can email me at smeclinic@passion2profit.co. And if you need a topic that I haven't talked about recently, or even in the past, you can send me an email at smeclinic@passion2profit.co, and I'll make sure that I organize for that. Thank you so much for watching. We love to hear from you. Please leave a comment in the comment section. This is Frida from Passion Profit, where we provide you with skills and tools so that you can create a life and work that you absolutely love and enjoy, so that you can thrive at home, at work, and at play. Thank you so much for watching. Till next time, bye-bye.